Sunday here in Alabama. I hope you are all well. Came to do a few readings for you today, and I will announce this later, and I will also announce it on my community page. I am going to do a Q&A for my members only this week. I'm not certain yet what evening, but I will do that. It's on my schedule. Just have to get to my computer and post all that for you guys. So while I'm waiting for a few of you to show up, let's see if I can pull myself up here, my other little device. Let's see. Let me find me. So y'all tell me what you've been doing on this beautiful weekend. I had a great day yesterday. My friend and I went out and played a little bit and had some time outside, but we did art things and it was wonderful. Queen of Swords, you're here. Hey, honey. How have you been doing and what have you been doing this weekend? I'm trying to pull myself up, so let's take a second. You know, sometimes you tip slow. What have you been up to? All right, now, come on, you two. Get with the program here. Wonder if that's it. Well, it's not even let me open the video. You were in the, well, funny you said that. We have, our Botanical Gardens here has an annual plant sale, and a lot of different vendors, plant vendors, I don't know who all comes, and it's just a big event. And we went to that yesterday morning because I need to get some things in my pots too. So we did that, and then we went to an art event in the afternoon. See, Friday night we went to the symphony together. This is my art friend. You know, we do arty things together, and she loves plants too. So we have fun together. We love that creative thing we do together, and she's so sweet. She's, you know, could be my daughter. Most people when we're out together think she is my daughter, but we've just become friends, and it's so lovely. I mean, it's just so sweet. Okay, y'all, it's just a second. Is my chair? No, it's a stool, and it's got a squeak in it. It's not a leather chair. You talking about the one I'm sitting in or that one? No, that one's not. No. All right, I'm going to give this one last good old try here. Come on, YouTube. I don't know why it's not letting me pull it up. That's so strange. Okay, here's what I have to do to get out of it and then come back in. So y'all bear with me. Well, I think the grandma spot is taken. I have 3 grandkids already, Michael. And I think they might want to keep me. I think they want to keep me. I hope they want to keep me. Thank you, nobody. Appreciate you. I am trying my best to pull myself up. I'm going to have to close the app out so I can, and the reason I have to do that is because your comments show up better on my iPad, so that's why I just give me a second here, guys. My apologies. And I can't do it until the live starts, and then, you know, find myself over here. But anyway, I'll get it together here. Let's see if you two will cooperate. Just going to close it out and bring it back here. Let's see. All right, let's try this again. There we go, finally. There I am. All right, now I can see your comments. So I have Queen of Swords. I have a small townhouse, so I don't do the real yard planting like I used to. I just have pots that I plant stuff in, so that makes it more manageable. And I mean, the way the summers are here, it's less to water. July and August, it's impossible. You're out there watering every day. So anyway, we're talking about plants before y'all got here. Thank you, Sundance. That's so sweet of you. And thank you again, Nobody. I appreciate you chiming in there and helping with everything. Samantha and Kanal, welcome. Sundance, thank you. That's very kind. Beautiful. Thank you, Mithu. Let's see. Elish. Welcome, everybody. Watching from Japan. Oh, that's awesome. Well, thank you so much for being here, guys. Thank you. Oh, yeah. Can't have too many Scorpios in the house. I love that. Yes. I'm going to try to get caught up on some things this week. I was saying, if you missed it, I'm going to do a live Q&A for my members this week. I've got some catching up and doing a couple of other videos like Scorpio reads. That's what made me think about it. Reading for my Scorpio. So I'm going to try to get it together. I've just been uber busy this couple of weeks, and I just have had some unplanned things. So I'm trying to get back on schedule this week. Hey, Natalie, welcome. And Kevin, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Mohit, I have one free reading slot. Are you asking me for a free reading? Because that looks like what you're asking here. I can do one shuffle for you, but what's your question? AH2K24. Because I'm a spiritual person, I'm not a religious person, and religion tends to be, no matter which religion, it tends to be very exclusive, and I'm a very inclusive person in my beliefs, and so I don't want people in here typing their agenda and talking about their religion when it excludes other people. That's why. For the same reason that I don't let people talk about politics in here. Now, if you have a spiritual question or an esoteric or a metaphysical question, we will talk about that. Well, hello, Nellie. I thought I'm going to have to put my glasses on in a second. All right, Mohit, you are my free reading for the day, and only one free reading. I have changed, y'all. It was taking so much time. So one free reading, and then if anybody else wants a reading, I will pin that information up at the top. There we go. Get it. There we go. All right. Makai, hello, hello, hello. Welcome, everybody. Thank y'all for being here. Okay. You just missed the free reading slot, Makai. However, I do have mini reads available if you'd like one. They start for one question at $10, and the link is pinned at the top of the chat. So Mohit just wants to know universal guidance. So, all right, Spirit, please show me what advice or guidance do we need for Mohit today? Please and thank you. Also, Mekha, I will tell you, I do come on here and do these lives 2 or 3 times a week. So if you're subscribed and you've hit your notification bell, you will get notified. But you just have to get here as soon as you see the notification, because the free reading usually is spoken for in the first 60 seconds or so. All right, Mohit, let's see. There's some kind of a heavy burden that Spirit is saying you need to lay down. And it may have to do with, now this can be a person. It can be the qualities of this card, but it can be a person. So you will have to let me know or what that is. But this Queen of Wands in reverse is someone who is very shallow. She can be needy. She's very self-absorbed. She's even materialistic. So if that's someone in your life, it seems like this person is a burden for you. And you need to talk about it. Or they may be coming in to talk about it. Let me get a few more cards out here for you. GC's in the house. How are you, Giselle? How are you tonight? Good to see you. Thank you for joining us. So good to have you ladies here. And I was just saying that because you're a member, that I'm going to do. I haven't decided what night yet. I know it won't be tomorrow night, but I want to do a members only Q&A this week, so be looking out for that. Leonine, I just had said that the free reading slot usually goes in about the first 60 seconds, so you've just missed it, I'm sorry to say. However, if you are subscribed and you've hit that notification bell, you'll get notified next time I come. You just have to get there very quickly. But I do have mini reads available if you'd like one. They start at $10. Okay, now, back to your reading, Mohit. Yes, let's see. So there's something that either needs to transform, or if this is a person for you, Mohit, this is saying someone has been resistant to changing. Let's see what else comes out for you. And Mohit, if you're here in the chat, I need you to sound off because I only do readings for people that are in the chat. I only do live readings. So can you make a quick comment there so I know you're still here? Yeah, this could be someone that you are in a relationship with, like a romantic relationship, or this could be saying you've got a choice to make about a heavy burden. Okay, great. Thank you. Appreciate you letting me know you're here. And is this resonating? Is this your story? There is love here. This is apparently a romantic relationship here. There is love here. I don't know if you're saying you love this person, they love you, or if it's mutual. Or, because I don't know the situation yet, this could be talking about you pouring love into yourself as opposed to someone who doesn't appreciate it. Just saying. Patience is required because the universe is trying to balance the energy in this situation. This is the Temperance card. So that's the universe saying, please be patient. We are working to restore or acquire balance here in this situation. But you need to be patient, Mohit. Okay, well, all right. Then you need to ask that specific question, Mohit. Just a general reading, and then you change your mind. I need to know. We have to be very specific when we ask questions of tarot, so, okay. What is the specific question about your career you'd like to know? Hey, Kim, thank you so much for being here. Mini reads are available. The free reading slot is already spoken for, but the information is pinned at the top of the chat if you would like a mini read. So, Mohit, what specifically... Oh, wait, I missed your other comment here. It says, my ex got married right now, and okay, okay. So you basically want to know, let's see, how can I word that? I want to be sure and get it. Thank you, Queen. I appreciate you being, and I love the red. That's a real eye catcher. I love that. I have to tell my other mods. That's very good. Because sometimes people just ignore it, you know, even if it's in caps. But I love that. I'm going to tell them to do that. Or ask them. I don't tell them anything. I'm just so glad they're here. You're welcome, Kim. Thank you for being here again. Thank you. Well, let's see. What guidance can we ask about your career? Okay. Oh, it's such a pretty day here where I am. I hope you guys have had some nice weather. Mohit, I get the feeling that you're young, and I mean that's anything. Everybody's young to me when you get my age, so I don't know what that is. But the reason I say that is this: I feel like it's talking about your family is influencing where you are and what you're doing right now. And you alluded to that. You want to be a business person, but right now you're just doing a job. But I don't know, there's something here, because this is the Four of Wands. This talks about a happy home, family, harmony. It can be the twin flame card, but this is not a love reading. This is now asking about your career. So it feels to me like perhaps it is in the upright. So I don't know if you're still living at home or you just talking about, excuse me, you're 25. Okay, yeah, that's young to me. But this could be saying that it's one of two things, but I feel like it's saying no, it's not one of two things. I see it now. There's some commitment, or these relationships are, I'm going to say, demanding. It feels like you're becoming a little overwhelmed, or where you are right now is overwhelming for you because you're not able to give equally to, in other words, you've got your life going on over here and your career aspirations over here, what you want to do in your career. And I think you're just kind of like you've got a job and you're just plugging along, but there's no good balance here for you. Things are out of balance right now and you're feeling overwhelmed. And this can also be talking about making choices, making choices going forward. And it's saying you need to put an end to something here, this lack of equal give and take. So in other words, you've got to find a way to find balance. And it may mean you need to take a little time out. You need to take a step back. You need to, this is the card of, it's called the Hermit. And the Hermit goes into his cave and he gets inspiration and he takes a time out from everything and everybody. So that sometimes means creating distance, or it could just be taking a time out, maybe turning your phone off for a day and meditating. Yeah, because you may be holding on to something too tightly. So I don't know if this is money. I mean, it can be. It's the Four of Pentacles. And sometimes when we hold, but it represents tangible things in the 3D world, like something having to do with your family situation here or your job situation. And when we hold on to things too tightly, sometimes it doesn't allow for other new things to come in. We're so focused here that we can't allow the space for new things to come in. And I know you're being strong, but I feel like in this particular artwork, you see this person has half lion, half human face, but she's wearing a heart. And I think that maybe this is saying you need to be strong and focus more on what makes you happy here. Make plans in that direction. Yeah, pressure is a good word for this. That's what this feels like, is pressure, yes. Well, Mohit, I mean, I can sit here and read all these cards because I feel like right now you're not fulfilled, obviously. I mean, I'm looking at these other cards, and this card came out again for you that was in the previous spread. But here's what I can tell you about this. Yes, you're under pressure. I see that. And I know you're young, and I hope that you can understand this. But again, back to, you have to make room for the things that you want. And if you're very focused and you're weighted down with all this pressure and all the things, then you probably got a lot of negative thinking going on. Well, negative thinking is a way that something that's an energy. It's a frequency, and it pushes things away from you. It pushes away the very things that you want. So there needs to be a shift, because these swords, this is about endings, but swords are communication. It's things where you felt stabbed in the back. It talks about endings. So you need to put an end to it. This imbalance is not just in the physical world, it's within you. And so the imbalance within you is reflected in your outside world. And so when you create balance within yourself, then you'll start to see balance in the outside world. I hope you understand what I'm trying to say here. So it starts with you. It's not the other way around. Most people think, oh, when I get the great job, I'll be able to make a lot of money, then I'll be able to buy my house, and then I'll be able to have a family. No, you've got it backwards. When you come inside and find peace in yourself and find happiness within yourself, then you can more easily manifest and attract to you the things that you want. So Spirit is saying you need to find peace. You need to do this more. You need to hermit more, to find a way to calm yourself. Meditation is the very best tool I can suggest. Meditate, calm yourself, find balance where you can stop this being overwhelmed and juggling of life. I mean, it's going to happen. Life is going to happen regardless. It just happens to all of us. But what you do with it is what matters. So it's saying that internally you need to find balance. You need to, yes, center is the word. That's right, Gary, center. You need to find your center. You need to ground yourself. I feel like you're a little bit pulled out of yourself energetically. I mean, you're just like here and there, and you're not in here at all. And so I recommend meditation again, and taking some time out just for you. And you may have to really carve that out if you've got a busy life, but you need to come first sometimes, because you can't give to other people and care for other people if you have nothing to give. So this feels like just a message for you is find balance within yourself. Learn how to calm yourself down. Learn how to fill your own cup. Where is it? It was here. Your own cup of love. Well, basically this cup. And then when you do that, then your frequency will be higher and you can start attracting all the things you want, including, because we were talking about a job and you mentioned relationship and all the other things. Well, it is calmed down. Yes, that's the short version of it. But I highly recommend you start meditating. That would be very good for you. Anyway, that's a short message for you, but it's not, I'm just hearing it's not about that. You're making all of your focus about everything outside of you, and that's not where it is. You change things by focusing on the internal part of you, and then the outside reflects those changes. Yeah, I know, right? Right, Gary? I mean, we older people have to shake our heads at these young people that, I want it and I want it now and I want it all and and I'm not saying this about you, Mohit. I'm just saying in general, young people, you got to live a little life and then you look back and you realize you probably had it pretty good, right? I know my kids have said that to me. When they get out in the world and then they look back and see they had a pretty good life growing up. Anyway, I hope that helps, Mohit. So yes, calm down, learn to meditate, make yourself happy first inside, and then you can start to manifest the things that you want. Yeah, I feel that frustration, Mohit. I do. Awesome. Awesome, Mohit. Thank you. I appreciate you taking that to heart. Yes. Yes, learn to meditate. And I just feel like that's not a message I typically give to people. I think it's going to be something that will really make a difference in your trajectory for your lifetime. It's not just a tool for today. It's a tool for the rest of your life. Is what, Gary? Is what? What did I say? I'm trying to think back on what I said. I'm not sure what you mean, Gary. Let me know. Oh, thank you. I did curl it today. I did make an effort today. Don't always have that time. Oh, Mohit, that's so very sweet. Thank you. And I appreciate you taking what I said seriously, because I think you've got a very bright and good future ahead of you. But this tool might be the difference. People like Steve Jobs was an avid meditator, and he attributed, I think, his success to being able to center himself and running his company. So yeah, it's a life skill. Oh, my name is Darlene. I forget to say that if that's what you mean, Gary. Yeah, I forget to say that. My name is Darlene. If you're talking to me, I'm not sure. Hey, Julia, and thank you so much. That's very kind of you. Thank you. All right, guys, Super Chats and PayPal readings, if you want a mini read, they are available. The free reading is done, so let's start booking those mini reads. Please and thank you. Also, guys, I have started memberships on my channel. So if you'd like to investigate what those perks are, please click more in the description box. The drop-down menu will have a link, and you can go and look at those perks. And that being said, it doesn't work on all Apple devices yet. YouTube is working on it. YouTube is working on it. So they tell me. I got my YouTube swag shirt in the mail. It's a sweatshirt. It's just got a, you know, in classic YouTube fashion, it's just solid gray, very plain with the YouTube logo here. Of course, I get it, and it turns 80 degrees here, but, you know, it's like, I'll wear it in the fall. Or we might have a cool night here. I don't know. Yeah, free reading slots are closed for today, good people. Free reading slots are already taken. Thank you. Gustavo, free reading slots are taken. However, I am available for mini reads. Info is pinned at the top of the chat. Thank you, guys. Well, that's good, Mohit. I'm glad. Yes. Yes, that kind of help is available to us, but the best way to access it is when you calm yourself, and meditation is the perfect way to do that. So, thank you, Robert. Hey, appreciate that so much. Thank you. That's very kind. Thank you. Love having you here. Well, as it turned out, as it turns out, Robert, I've already done my free reading for this one. You have to get here pretty early. Thank you. Gosh, that's so sweet, Robert. I appreciate that. I guess you've been here before, and thank you. I have a few that are, what did the lady write? I've got to return her. She wrote me a comment, and I want to respond, and I just haven't had time, but she says she's been stealthily watching me. I thought that was so cute, because I know I can see how many people are here and very few comment, and so I know there are people that sneak in and quietly watch. Hey Elaine, how are you? Good evening. And Rocky, welcome. Oh, thank you, Elaine. So grateful. Thank you, guys. Glad to hear you're good, Elaine. Yeah, I've had a really busy but fun and good weekend myself. Lurkers. That's one word for it, yes. I'm gonna say they're silent supporters. Yeah, I figured you were one of those. I did. I swear, I figured. I've got a couple people I kind of think do that, and that's okay. It's all right. It's perfectly fine with me, but you know, I do love, you have some great commentary, Gary, so I like it when I know you're here and you comment. Free reading slots are taken, people. As much as I appreciate each and every one of you being here, thank you so much. But I'm here for mini reads if you'd like. You know what I will do, though, because I don't usually have time to do this. I'm going to pull and see what kind of, let's see, how do I want to ask this? Oh, but I tell you what, if anybody has a question related to general, not personal, a general question about you think you would pay for the right question? Well, I mean, that's the way it should be. You shouldn't pay for something if you don't. I mean, you know, it should be that way. If I'm understanding what you mean. I'm not here for people just to throw money at me. I'm really sincerely here to help people. Anyway, so guys, if you have a general question about anything like an esoteric question or metaphysical things, I don't have all the answers, but I know some stuff. So please feel free to ask that. And in the meantime, I'm going to ask what the general energies for the week that may be coming toward us will look like. Euphemisms. Yes. Let me follow your thread here. I think we pay for the right reading of Scorp, so they money. Scorp's, well, I'm going to have to probably disagree with that a little bit because I am a Scorpio. We are money conscious and we are very, and this may be what you meant. Hey, Trish, to my fellow Scorpio, and hey, Kelly. Yes, that's right, Kelly. I'm back again. How about that? So, Gary, I feel like maybe it's just the way you said the question, but Scorpios are good at making money. They are good at managing their money, more importantly, but they're not like materialistic. I guess that's the distinction I would want. Yes, we do like nice things. Won't lie about that. But we're not by any stretch obsessed. There are things that are more important to us than money, believe it or not. We have other things that we like besides just money. Hey, Kai, thank you so much for that super chat. Awesome. Thank you. And actually, there's nobody waiting if you want to go ahead and post your question. Susan, I am not an astrologer. I am a reader, and I don't know how to answer your question. I'm just not an astrologer. And Mish is another Scorpio. Awesome. Mish, obviously, mine's is 11/11. Well, that kind of, a starseed is an esoteric term. You could say that. Yes, Rocky. Yes, we are, Gary, because I think it's largely influenced by your other signs. I'm a double Scorpio, which means my sun is in Scorpio, my rising sun is in Scorpio, but my my moon is in Aries. So I've got a lot of kind of intense energy. I have been told I'm intense. I have been told that. Yes, we are different. Mustafa, there is one person ahead of you for mini reads, but the free reading slots have already been spoken for. Thank you, Foreign Warren. Kai, what is your question, huh? Go ahead and post your question here, and I'll get started. Yeah, oh, I see your comment now. One sec. Sure, take your time. Thank you, Queen of Swords. I appreciate you. I'm finishing my new art book that is a cross between comics. Ooh, I like the sound of that. You know, I'm an artist. Okay, let's ask. I love that. One second. How do you find that information about our moon? Is that, well, you just usually, I think astrology.com, you can go and put in your birth date, your time and birth date, and it will give you that information. Well, thank you, Mohit. I appreciate that. I do try. Queen of Swords, what are you up to? Well, and you're so sweet. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. Okay, so I'm taking that to mean that you have a question, Queen. Let me write these names down before I get myself out of whack here. Kai, and then Queen of Swords. Okay. So we will ask about your book, Kai. I like that idea, though. They do roar. My son, my older son, is a Leo. In fact, it's interesting. Again, I don't know about astrology, but I know this is significant because I've had astrologers tell me that. So there was obviously myself and my husband, and we had 2 sons. And all 4 of us are double signs in our sign. I'm a double Scorpio. My husband was a double Aries. My older son is a double Leo. My younger son is a double Pisces. So that was fairly significant. Kelly, my goodness. Thank you so much, Kelly. Appreciate you. Okay, let me get you down here. Now, Kai, I have a bit of a dilemma, and I'm hoping you can help me with this because it's not, I shouldn't use that word dilemma. Kelly is a member on my channel, and members, when they purchase a reading, get moved to the top of the line. So I'm going to do Kelly's reading first, Kai, and then I'll come back to you. Yes, I think it is pretty unusual. My theory about that is that we all had to be really strong in our characters and, you know, personalities to be able to survive that. Queen of Swords, will you stop that? Goodness gracious, God bless you. I don't mean to sound ungrateful. It's just every time I look over there, you're sending more money. Yes, I know you said, I know, well, I'm not sure past, you said you donated on PayPal a while ago, and that's fine. That's all you needed to do. I mean, way back when, I don't know, but are you saying you posted your question there? Is that what you're saying? And I need to go look at that? I just need to try to understand what your message here from me, Queen, is. Okay, Kelly, let me do you first, and then I'll go to Kai. Thank you, Kai. Appreciate you understanding. I really do. Because that's one of the perks for my memberships. All right, Kelly. I had to train myself to remember that, though, because memberships are new for me. What does my late mom want to say to me, if anything? Oh, you want that kind of reading. Oh, goodness. All right, hang on. I gotta get some other place here for that. Y'all, bear with me. I'm gonna get quiet for a minute. Oh, Kelly, can you just give me her first name? That helps me to bring her energy in, please. Nora. That's lovely. Rather unusual, kind of like me. Okay, let me see. Let me see if I can do that for you. So y'all talk amongst yourselves while I see if I can pull this energy in. Kelly, was she a talker? Did she talk fast? And I get the feeling, unless this is your grandmother, I don't think it's, anyway. She seems, okay, so it's funny because I feel like I've got somebody else here. Do you have a grandmother also that's passed? Do you have a female who has passed, who was petite and liked to talk a lot? I know that's not what you asked, but I'm asking. I'm trying to sort people out here. Both sides are passed on. Okay, does anybody of that description match who you have that's passed on? Because this person seems a little older than your mother might have been. Hey, Derek, welcome. You're saying you believe so, Melba? I've got two women, but the one that's the loudest is the one that's chatty. Okay. She's kind of pushing her way forward. In other words, your mom is quiet, and this other lady is just kind of stepping in, going like this. Now you know I've done your readings, but I don't remember any of them, so forgive me. I mean, once in a while I remember one, but I pretty much wash all that when I'm done on the live. So forgive me if I'm asking this. Alcira is my mom's mom. That doesn't feel like it fits this lady, but it does. That's okay. Let's keep going. I'm trying to get your mom. Do you have a new boyfriend, Kelly? Again, I know I've done readings, but forgive me, I can't remember. They kind of mesh into one another sometimes. Okay, then, so if you don't have a new one, she's saying there's one coming in because she's talking about a new boyfriend for you. Your mother is talking about a new boyfriend for you, and she likes this one. In fact, what was that? She's talking about, and this is kind of unusual for, she's talking about, he's so sweet. So whatever that means. Something about him being very sweet. And I think she means in contrast to maybe some of the other guys that you've dated. But wait. This may be somebody that you've already met but never dated. Like somebody you had in one of your classes but you never dated. Sorry, y'all, my hair's tickling my face and driving me crazy. Okay, can we move on? What else? She's asking about a dog. Did you have a dog growing up? Did you just get a dog? Do you have a dog that she loved? There's something here about, she's asking about your dog. Or the dog. Did you have a family dog? Oh, wait. She's, I'm getting two messages here. See, Kate, I usually have a very different process that I prepare for when I'm doing a mediumship reading versus this kind. And so that's taking me a minute to kind of sink into that energy. So, okay, because I feel like this may be a dog that's passed. She's saying, I have the dog now that I hear her more clearly. So, as a family, growing up, did you have a dog that passed over? Because there's somebody's dog there with her. It's kind of I'm going to say a bigger dog. For me, it would be something like a medium-sized to bigger dog, like no bigger than probably like a golden retriever or a lab. There's somebody, okay, maybe it was your grandmother. Somebody, I'm just missing all the way around, aren't I? Somebody has a dog. Somebody had a dog. Did your other grandmother have a dog? There's a dog there. Okay, it's your okay, your grandmother had those dogs. Okay, thank you. Because I'm not really in charge of who comes through. I'm trying to bring your mother through, but this other lady is just really kind of pushing herself forward. So, sorry, Kelly. Let me see now. I'm still trying to get a message from her. She is more quiet. Okay, here's a random message. And again, I'm not sure if this is from your mom or from your grandmother. So, question. She's showing me, or I'm being shown. When I say she, I don't know which one of them is showing me this, but I'm being shown one of them trying to teach you how to sew, like when you were young, sew on a button, mend something, sew something with needle and thread, and you just didn't want anything to do with it, I think. And then more recently, you found yourself needing to do that, like, oh, and you were thinking back on that memory. That's very specific. Hey, McClegg. Good morning. It's evening here. Early afternoon, evening. Well, it actually is almost 6 o'clock. It is. You just have the desire to say, well, she's bringing that up, but I thought maybe you were too young to remember something about them sewing. You sewing. It was when you were younger. Maybe you just don't. I don't know. This is not making a. I'm not really as connected as I'd like to be. Got something on my lamp there. But maybe that's all they're talking about. They're seeing you. They're showing me you as an adult sewing something, and I thought it was mending or sewing a button on or something, but I guess that's what they're talking about. Do you want to do something sewing that's artistic, like, I don't know, embroidery or something that's artistic, not just sewing a hem on a garment? Well, they're showing me that, and I think that's the message, is something artistic. I mean, that's what they're showing me is, and it looks kind of like, I don't know if you would call it an applique. I think it would be more like embroidery, or, I mean, they have machines that do that now where you can scan a design and put it in the machine, and then it, sewing machine, then it will embroidery whatever design. So, I mean, I'm not saying you'd have to do that by hand, but it's something about you using your creativity. Not like, I'm not saying like you would be a designer and you would design your own clothesline necessarily, but there's some aspect they're encouraging you to do that has to do with you being creative. And I'm just seeing, they're just showing me needle and thread and you being creative as opposed to just stitching. But I mean, I guess it could be making clothes too, but this is more specific than that. I just not feel like I'm connecting with their energy for you, Kelly. I'm laughing at Gary here. You get them, Gary. You sick them. Kelly, forgive me, this is probably a little personal question, and it's not at all the question you asked me, I'm well aware. Um, did you have a family member, like, I don't know, like your dad, or it could have been a granddad, or somebody in your family that was kind of a heavy drinker? You have an, yes, you think you have an itch to sow. Well, I think that's why they're encouraging you to do that, to explore it. I just see you doing it. I just see you doing it and loving it more. It's kind of like somebody who's never painted before, and the first time you pick up a paintbrush, and it's awkward, and you don't know what may come of it, and then before you know it, you fall in love with it, right? Oh, hey, Sarah. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you, thank you. Okay, you don't know your grandpa's? Let me write this down before I forget. Your uncle. It was your uncle. Because it was like these ladies are saying, yeah, we knew he was a drinker. And it was just like, yeah, we kind of knew it. Everybody sort of accepted it. And why the hell they're showing me that, I have no clue, because it doesn't feel relevant to you, other than it's when they give information like that, it's a way that you know that these are your family that I'm bringing through, even though I'm still not really answering the question, other than the thing about the sewing. I just don't feel like I'm able to, I feel a little inept right now. I'm not able to answer your question more directly, and that's frustrating me, but I can't do anything about that. I'm not in control. I'm not in charge of who comes through. I'm only in charge of what Spirit wants me to bring through. And I see your mother. I see her, but I also see your grandmother, but she's just not saying much. She's just kind of standing there watching, which is a message. Oh, Kelly, well, that's so sweet and very generous of you. I was going to say, but that's kind of a message in and of itself. But she does, let me see if I can talk. She does see you. She does know what you're doing. She does acknowledge you. And the whole sewing thing is part of that. She's encouraging you to do that. But this, it's okay, now they're giving me, all right, they're relating this to something about me, because this is something that I was, anyway, it doesn't matter how I know this. Creative and artistic energy and spiritual energy are like this. And if you're doing something creative, whether you intend to or not, you are connecting to spiritual energy. And there's something about that. They are acknowledging, yes, I want you to do this creative thing, and it's kind of going to be a little bit of a snowball. It's like you start doing it and you don't know what you're doing, like I was alluding to, and then before you know it, you're passionate about it, and then before you know it, you're feeling all these creative juices flowing, and then, it actually can spill over into you having an interest in spiritual things. And so all of that is just to say that they're encouraging you, and I say they because I've got two here. They're encouraging you to do this thing that you're expressing an interest in doing, sewing, whatever that is for you. Let me see if there's anything else here. All right, somebody in your family was an athlete? Were you a runner, or somebody was a runner or an athlete? Like, I don't know, in high school, I guess. Maybe college. I'm not connecting with that very well, but ladies, this is not tea time. You're going to have to get a little more specific. And Kelly, do you have a brother? Okay. You were here and there in high school and sports and the gym. Okay, yeah. Yeah, and you have a brother, yes. Did your brother play sport like basketball? Not professionally, but like I said, in high school or something. Hello, Tarsim. Well, they're actually kind of pulling their energy back now anyway. Yes. He may have played basketball with friends. It's just their way of acknowledging that they, see and have seen and continue to see and continue to watch what's going on in your lives. And again, I feel like that grandmother was the more dominant figure here more than your mother. She really didn't have anything to say. I'm sorry to say. I'm very sorry. But that's kind of no news is good news. I mean, if everything's going well for you and they just bring in little snippets of information like that, for me, it usually means they just want you to know they're there. They just want you to know that they're watching you. There's nothing big happening. They're not here to warn you about anything. They're not here to, snap you out of anything and all that. They just want you to know that they are still very much alive. They're just not in their physical bodies, and that, and it's a way of, you're saying, she didn't talk a lot. No, I can tell. I can't get her to talk to me. She's right here. I just can't get her to talk to me. Like I said, but the other grandma, she's just Miss Chatty. Queen, yes, I'll go back up there in 1 second here, yes. Kai, Sarah, you mean, let me finish this. I'm sorry, let me conclude this. Basically, it's just saying they're still around. They do see you. And I wish I had more for you, but that's what I've got. I wish I had more. But this grandmother, apparently, in her mind, even if you didn't know her very well, in her mind, she was very connected to you because she came through loud and clear. Tarsum, I don't know. I've just always been somebody that talks with my hands. Well, you're welcome, Kelly. Again, I don't feel that was my best read. I can say that out loud. It's just, what it is. It's kind of a weird thing too. I do those readings better at night when I'm tired, more tired. It's a weird thing. I can't explain it. Don't go figure. Go figure. There's no reasoning for it in my mind. I don't know why that is. You're saying that makes sense? Interesting reading, it makes sense. Okay, well, thank you. I appreciate you so much. And maybe another time I can get her to be more verbal. Gary, that's probably true for me. And if it's on a day when I've worked out at the gym and I'm physically tired, it's like all of those things kind of go into making, I don't know what shift, some kind of shift it makes in my energy. Okay, let me see now, Queen. Let me see if I can figure out which comment that you were pointing me in the direction of. Yeah, so I've got Kai and Queen and Kelly, and which I did. Let me take this off. Yes, and then Sarah, right? Okay, but I don't think that's what you're referring to. What did I miss here? Um, yes, Queen, I can see your post in the chat, unless there's something I'm missing. I mean, I see where you, I see your super chats and your posts as far as I can tell. Am I missing something? Y'all excuse me while I have a conversation with my moderator here. I just want to be sure I'm taking good care of her. So yes, Queen, I am seeing you. Is there something I'm missing? That's true, Gary. A relaxed mind is an open one. Amen, yes. So Kai, where is Kai? And where is the question here? Oh, you mean tonight, Queen? Oh, so sorry. I didn't catch that. I thought you meant like weeks or days ago. You mean tonight you did. Well, you're right. I'm sorry. I don't know. Yeah. Then, one second. Why is it making me do that? Now I'm reading it. Now I'm reading your PayPal comment. But I'm still confused because I do see, unless I've missed your comment. So I'm trying to figure out what I missed for you, Queen. So do you want me to go back up here to the beginning? Because I feel like I'm missing something, Queen, and I sure don't want you to be slighted in any way. That would not be my wish at all. I see what, excuse me, I see where you have, now I see where you're saying donated, donated, donated. Excuse me. Next time, do me a favor and put PayPal, because then I'll understand what you're saying. I wasn't sure that, I didn't know you meant you. My apologies, Queen. Yeah, and I'm so sorry. No, I missed that. You're right. It's you know, I'm multitasking, and no excuses, but my apologies. You know I wouldn't slight you. You know I wouldn't do that intentionally. So Kai is up. Okay, I'm working. Back to you, Kai. Thank you for being patient. I'm working in an art book that's, wait 1 second. Excuse me. Working on an art book that is comics and painting, a mix of comics and painting. I'm curious how the comics world will receive it. I just think that's such a cool idea. Of course they'll love it. And you've got to believe they'll love it, right? You got to believe it, and then you'll see it. So remember that, Kai. I'm just asking you what deck it might want me to use. I really don't. Where's the... Let's ask, how will this book that Kai has created, how will it be received? Well, a very warm welcome, Mineiro from Brazil. Thank you for being here. No, I do not understand Portuguese. I hear it's a beautiful language, though. All right, so I am asking for Kai how the book will be received. How will the book Kai has created be received, please? Is it in print already, Kai? Excuse me. Ooh, gosh, that's half the deck. I'm sorry, but we'll have to redo that one. Okay. I'm just hearing there's a change that needs to be made, and I'm trying to figure out what they're saying, or that you might want to make. Let me restate that. Are you thinking about something that you've been going back and forth on and trying to decide if you should change it? Okay, so yes, just all right. I'm getting a strange energy off of this. This is the Death card in reverse. And for me as a reader, this means resisting transformation, or something that needs to change and it's not being changed. because it's in the reverse. This means change in the upright. So another way to read that would be, and I may clarify this, well, don't change anything, but that's not how I read that card. So let me work through this a little bit, Kai. You know, I just have to take each card and tune in here. Be strong. That's basically be strong. Now, in this deck, which I spoke about earlier, the artwork is different for this card. This is the Strength card. Typically, it's a woman standing next to a lion whom she has basically tamed. But in this version, she has half lion's face, half human, and she also has a heart around her neck. So it's a little bit different. And also in this version, what's different is the lamb, which I'm drawn to in this case. So I don't know what the theme of the story is, but this feels like something to do with the story might be relevant. You know, not to make this religious, but the lion and the lamb. Okay, but that can be symbolic, or it could be, you know, that those characters, those kind of characters, one is fierce and one is more docile in your story. I'm not sure if this has to do with the story or if this is really talking about you and your endeavor. Sometimes to get this book out, sometimes you have to be more aggressive in the lion, and sometimes you have to sit back and be more of the lamb. So it could be either of those. Let me keep digging here. Oh, cool. The whole book is about transformation. Thank you. I just read that. That explains this. Yeah. So that explains these two cards right here. Awesome. Awesome. Okay. Now, well, I don't like this card being here, though. This is remorse and regret. What are you thinking about? What, you know? And then the Ace of Pentacles is sideways. So we would want this to be upright for this to be a good hearty yes to it being successful. But sideways says yet to be determined. Now, right under that is this card, which is the Six of Cups. This can talk about reminiscing. It can talk about family, but in the reverse, it's like I can't let go of something from the past. What does that mean relative to this book? What is it that you're not able to let go of from the past? Because it's saying there's a new inspiration, epiphany even, that's either coming or is being born because of this. This could, yeah, I know this reading is all over the place, but I'm just trying to make it make sense. So this is on offer for you. You're saying the hope of the aggressor is the wild inner child. Oh my God, love that. Jeez. Can't make it up, right? Don't you just love tarot? Love it. Yeah, well, for all I know, this is telling the story of your book, and I just don't know that because I haven't read the book because it's not making a whole lot of sense yet to me. But anyway, thank you, Lakshita. Thank you for your subscription. Appreciate you. And thank you, Carl, for the compliment. So this is not tangible yet. It's sideways, so it's not manifested yet in the 3D, but it's connected to these two. It's connected to these two because it fell smack in the middle of these two. So feeling sad about something from the past, oh, that's in reverse, not being able to let go of something from the past. How does that relate to either the story or getting this book out? Have you done something like this before that didn't work out maybe? Have you, I don't know. Or is it talking about doing things the same way, not changing things? And then getting an epiphany about it. I need to, because this card says there's some lesson here that hasn't been learned or hasn't been revealed or you don't understand yet. Something that has to do with, let me see, I went to school for comics and this is the second time I'm working on this comic. So it is kind of coming back around, yeah. So that I feel like there's something, okay, so maybe this is saying something you did with the first one that you weren't pleased with, disappointed. I mean, I don't have the disappointment card, but something you regretted maybe with the first one. I don't know. And that could be the epiphany of something that you're changing. Something missing. Yeah, something is missing for me, yes. Let me keep pulling cards here. Thank you, Queen, so much. Now, you're before Sarah, just so you know. I wrote you down over here before Sarah. Okay. All right. Let me ask you a direct question because I think this is just simpler than I'm making it. Simpler than I'm making it. Did you feel emotionally that the first book you did was unsuccessful? Is that kind of how you view that venture, Kai? Yes. Because I think that what the story is telling is, because I'm all about law of attraction here. Well, not all about, but mostly. And it's very significant that of all the cards to fall out, because we ask about your book being successful, this would be the card that comes out sideways. And so that is a message for me saying, this is yet to be determined. Well, why? What do you need to tell me? What do we need to change in order for this to be in the upright so that this book will be successful? So I can't tell you artistically what that is. I think you will know. I think you will get the inspiration for sure. This can even be like a download. Okay, but these cards tell the story of, I think you are hanging on to too much energy of this past disappointment of how the first one was, and therefore you're not fully allowing yourself to flow and your creativity to flow into this new one. And you know, I know you've been here before. You hear me talk about that point of attraction. You've got to be a higher frequency to be able to attract this in the upright. You have to be believing that it's already done, and you're not there yet in your frequency, because you're not able to, this is the card of moving on to calmer waters. You're not able to move beyond this past disappointment here, where you felt like was, I mean, this is a card of the money not being good. It can be codependence. It could be saying, I can't do this on my own. I can't do this project. Who the hell, and listen, I can talk to you about this because I'm an artist, and almost every artist I've ever known anyway, when you go through a stage where you kind of have this imposter syndrome about your creation. And that's the energy I'm getting out this. Who the hell am I to think I can write a book and I can do this, or I can paint a painting, or I can do, you know. And I'm feeling a little of that energy here for you. So and I think you're maybe judging yourself about, well, maybe I haven't learned everything I need to learn here. Maybe I still, you know, comparing yourself to other people, maybe educationally, or anyway, Okay, yeah, this is interesting. Okay, it's starting to come out now in my, I think I'm finally getting what they're telling me. The Hermit in reverse, now this can be absolute isolation. It can mean isolation. Maybe you need to isolate yourself to finish this. A lot of artists do that, but that's not really what I'm feeling here. I feel like the message here is you, it's kind of part of that feeling. Well, there's a couple of messages here. Feeling isolated, yes, in that this is something different that you're doing. Nobody's really done this before. Will it be accepted? It's different. It's way over here in its own little cave, like the hermit is. And I think you feel that way too. I think you feel that way about yourself. Let's talk about that, because you're gonna have to get out of this energy and believe that you're better than that in the reverse to bring this in the upright. So the lesson here, because this means I haven't learned my lesson, I don't, and it doesn't mean like Spirit's beating you over with, with a stick. It just means there's something here, some nugget here for you that maybe needs to be sorted out. I'll say it like that. Let me see what you're saying here. Yes, being more abstract in an industrial concrete scenario was rough on my work, and that's something I've been working on. Again, I can totally relate. Every artist, I don't, let me put it this way. I'm sure it's not factually true, but for me it feels, and again, the ones that I've known, and in my art world and experience, almost every artist goes through that period. It's almost like a rite of passage if you're an artist, right? And especially if you're doing something that's unconventional and different. You're breaking that mold. You're breaking that glass ceiling. That's probably how Monet and the whole French Renaissance movement felt when they, put up their paintings, and it wasn't well received initially. That's probably how they felt too. So you're in good company. Poor Van Gogh, he only sold one painting in his whole lifetime, and that's because his sister-in-law kind of made that happen. So yeah, it's tough being different and doing something different, but there's a lot of energy coming off of this ace, and I feel like it's saying keep, let me get this clear. Okay, well, I just heard an unusual message. Ask, because you hear me talk about often that angels, we all have an angel. Oh, thanks, Kai. You're saying this is beautiful and you love Impressionism. Yes. There was some message there. Okay, so we all have angels, but angels are not allowed to interfere. However, if you ask them a question, then they're happy about that. They're happy that you've given them something to do. They're just otherwise sitting over there twiddling their thumbs, waiting to serve you, so to speak. And I don't mean that in a subservient way, but so ask your angels to give you clarity about finishing this book and what the tweaks are that you need to make, because I feel like there's a download or an epiphany, some kind of clarity is available, that's on offer for you, that will make this book successful. So if you don't meditate, I would recommend that highly. Taking some time out, get quiet, turn your phone off, turn the world off. Get still and quiet so that you can receive this message. Hello, Elaine and Kate and Michael. I don't want to get distracted getting over there in the chat again, but and the reason I kind of harped on, I was asking you about this past disappointment because, again, that's still influencing you. I think it's anytime, and I'm going to speak to you as an artist again. Oh, good. You're saying I just moved into my first solo apartment to be able to do that. Awesome. To fully disconnect. Yes, 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 yes. Thank you, Gary. I appreciate you welcoming people. I do. Because at the bottom of the deck, you know, when these cards came out here, this talking about not moving on to calmer waters and disappointment and all that, is the Three of Swords. This is the heartbreak card. And I think this is more of a fear. It's a little bit of the past energy, and because you felt that particular book was a disappointment, it was a bit of a heartache for you. It was like a dream that did not come true. And so you said, well, I just don't know if I want to do that again. I don't know if I want to fight that fight again. And you were sad, and yeah, you were sad. And however, all that is saying that's old news if you will choose it to be old news, okay? This is a brand new situation here. So ask yourself and ask your angels to help reveal to you also what needs to change with the book. As I said that earlier, but also what needs to change within you, because I feel like there's an element here of you need to be more positive in your thinking. Okay, you need to believe that this will be a success. You need to believe this is the student card. It's my card of saying they're learning a lesson or you're not. So there's something in this. There's a lesson for you in all of this, and how this has happened. So in other words, the first one that you felt was not successful was a lesson to get you here. So ask your team, your spirit team, your angel, to help you have clarity about that, because I think that may even, I'm hearing a message now, that may tweak the ending of the story that you're writing. There's some nugget there that may make a subtle change to your storyline here with this particular book, or some piece of how you do the art. There's just something there that will make a difference. And then put this in the upright. I hope that's making sense. But yeah, fully disconnecting, because that's essentially what this card is all about. Yep. Yep. And I don't think you've been able to do that until now. So I'm glad to hear that you can now. That's awesome. So the potential is there. I'm not giving you a yes or no, because things are fluid. Things are, you know, when I do a reading, I'm just picking out potentials, as I always like to say. Any tarot reader is. The potential is still undetermined for you. And what tips that scale is you, is your thinking, your belief about it, the story you're telling about it, the energy you're putting off about it. Are you over here? And are you over here? Which story are you telling? Let me get this up here. Which one of these stories are you telling? Because that is the point of attraction for what you will bring in regarding the success of this book. That's pretty much, that's it. So I'm going to throw this back on you, Kai, that you have control. Input, at least. Control is more favored of how this will turn out for you, based on what kind of epiphany and download you get, based on how you may tweak this, whatever lesson that you've learned that you would apply to this new venture, and get out of this energy. That's in the past. Get out of that energy. It's not serving you. It's old news. Let me see what you're saying here. I had to change a lot in the first one, and it had a lot of professors' eyes and comments. I'm really glad to be getting this clarity. Awesome. Now it's just me and my art and very free. Such a free thing to... Quick story, quick sidebar. Because I feel like that's your reading, and that's what Spirit has for you today. But again, I'm relating as an artist because I was doing fine in my art career, and I have sold work in galleries and, you know, all the stuff. And I started doing commissions, and all that was going well, and then I realized it started changing how I felt about the piece when I did a commission, because ultimately it meant I was having to meet a different set of expectations, number one, and number two, because this person maybe explained to me what they want, but, and you'll relate to this because you're an artist. If somebody says to me, I want you to paint me a fancy sports car, and I think, oh great, I'm going to paint a red Ferrari, and yet that person was thinking a blue Corvette. And so you've got to really get down into somebody's psyche sometime, and then they have expectations, so you're managing their expectations, and it just puts this whole other 2 or 3 layers of stuff on that I didn't enjoy, and I stopped taking commissions because it changed the energy of that for me. So I'm relating to what you're saying here. It's a whole other thing, right? Exactly, yeah. It's managing everybody else's expectations, and it stifles your creativity. It really does. I mean, for most of us, maybe not everybody, but I didn't like it. You stopped making art for 2 years. Yep, I know the feeling. And I have not been productive myself for I don't know, a few years. I had a lot of life stuff, major life stuff, though, get in the way. So hopefully, I really want to paint again. I'm starting to get the muse again. You burned out, yeah. You too, Elaine? Elaine said she burned out too. Yeah, I know, it's a thing. It's a thing. You are very welcome, Kyle. My pleasure, and best of luck. I feel really good about the venture for you. Just don't allow yourself to go back into that old energy. That's the thing. Think very positive thoughts about it. You haven't drawn for 4 months. Well, I can top that. I haven't drawn for longer than that, so it's going to be a slug for me to get back. But you know what I did once? I don't know if this would interest you at all, but what I did, because I felt, you know, the longer you go and you don't do it, y'all excuse us while we talk art for a second. The longer you don't paint or create as an artist, I think, it's my personal opinion, the harder it is to start back again. It's like the more looming that blank canvas gets, or page, or whatever it is, right? And so for me, I gave myself permission when I had not painted in a few years and I wanted to get back into it. I gave myself permission, and I bought one of those adult coloring books, and I just started coloring like I was a kid again. And I allowed myself to not have any judgment or expectations about what I had done or had not done. And I'm just going to color. I'm just going to color. And that, oddly, as simple as that sounds, that really kind of, it gave me a bridge where there was no judgment, no expectations to jump back in. And eventually then okay, I'm getting it. I'm starting to feel a little flow here. And I started painting again. So anyway, I'll just share that. Allow yourself to be a kid again if you want. Well, you're saying exactly the same thing, Kai. That's it. Sometimes you got to go back and connect with that inner child again. I love that, Gary. You too? Gary says, I love my coloring books. It's my guilty pleasure. I know it. I love it. Thank you, Mohit. I'm so glad you took that to heart, and I wish you much, much luck. I don't think you need luck at all. You've got a good path ahead of you, but I'm glad to hear that you're going to meditate. That's awesome. And I'm working on my meditation video. I thought I'd get it done today, but I just have had a tough 2 weeks here. Doctor's appointments and this and that. Anyway. Well, yeah, Lane, feel free. Anybody else here that's thinking about doing that, it really is freeing because you're not thinking about composition. You're not thinking about any of that. Just, oh, there's a teacup. Let me see. What color do I feel? Like a kid would. Innocence. Oh, what color do I want to paint that teacup? You know, when you sort of get into that enthusiasm again. So anyway, all right, enough about art. Okay, Queen, I believe you are next. I know Sarah. I know you said Sarah. But you are next. Oh, awesome. Thank you, Mustafa. You and Sarah are here. I get that. All right, Miss Queen. You have a question? Yes. Yes, yes, Miss Queen. And while I'm waiting, just real quick, I wanted to ask what this upcoming week was going to be for us, and I still didn't do that. So while I'm waiting, okay. Queen of Swords, I'm waiting for you, darling. Where's your question? There you are. Oh, in a good way. Yeah, well, maybe that full moon energy kicked in. The eclipses kicked in. Okay, 1 second, guys. This is kind of a private little thing for me here. Let me just real quick. Oh, goody. I was just asking about sort of general energies for the week, for the collective. We may be ending a cycle where you guys, all of us, where change was needed but didn't happen. Could be because some of us were a little self-absorbed, or maybe even in our material side, we didn't have balance. But now things are coming to light, and we're going to be focusing on or have an opportunity to find happiness this week, and things that make us happy, things that may have seemed a little out of reach for us. Cool. I like that. All right. All right, Queen, let me get these back, and then we'll do your... I like that. Yes, we'll take that. Okay, is this the right deck for Queen? Okay. Thank y'all for those hearts. I appreciate y'all hitting those. Always makes me smile when I see those. Okay, Queen. How is PH feeling about me after our conversation on Friday? He seems a little different in a good way. All right, how is PH feeling about... Whoa, that one flipped out, Queen. Whoa. Well, hold on, girl. He might be coming in fast. Okay, that's cool. Because I was going to say, if you want, I can refund your PayPal. I can't refund on the Super Chat, but I can refund your PayPal if you want to do that too. So you're my heart spammer court, is that right? That kind of spamming I'll take. All right, how does Peach feel about Queen? And apologies again for not catching what you were trying to tell me earlier. Show me how PH is feeling about Queen, please. Okay. Whoops, got one flipper there. Okay, and thank you for posting Sarah's question for me. I appreciate you so much. Yes, we know he didn't want to commit, or he knows you wanted commitment. You know what that means, right? He hurt you bad. He did. Or it hurt. Let's see. All right, so let me focus on these. It's saying more cards, okay? And the Hierophant tried to come out again. Let's take it. That's twice. Okay. Okay. Oh, Lord. Okay. Don't you hate it when readers do that? And then you're on the edge of your seat. What? That's what I was overlording about. You know what that is. That's the Queen of Cups. Oh, okay. All right, now hold on. Let's see what PH wants to say here. Okay, so I feel like this is kind of past story because you know that happens with me. So you like that? No. I feel like this is probably more of a past, but maybe not. We'll see. Let's just get through it. That's fast forward movement, as we know. And by the way, the Emperor drives the chariot. Now, this Emperor's in reverse. We'll get to that in a second. He's curious. He's curious. He might want to explore and understand. I think he's just curious about what you're up to. Now, what else he's curious about is, I wonder, because you know what? There's been no expansion. There's no creativity. There's no nurturing. There, you know what's going on in this time frame where you guys have not been together. That's what I feel that's saying there. He's curious about what's been going on with you since you have been together. I just said that. Okay. Because it's hidden, okay? It's hidden. You can't see it. I can't see. I want to know. I'm curious. Is she unhappy without me? Now, the Emperor in reverse. We don't like him because he's very controlling. He's controlling and wants things his way and wants things... He's just, he's an authority figure gone wrong, gone too far, in my opinion. So I'm not sure if I assume that's him. I'm going to assume that that's him. And maybe he's just saying, I realized that's who I was. I realized I acted that way because I wanted to be in control of the commitment aspect of this relationship. And I'm really wishing I hadn't done that quite that way now. I'm regretting that. Is that making sense to you, Queen? Because truthfully, I really did love you. I really did. Or do. Let's call that current tense. I really did love you. And I made a choice here. I made a choice in love that ended up being a failure for me. And I'm not happy. And I'm not happy because we haven't been talking. And I'd like to balance this out now. But I'm not sure that I'm healed enough, or we are healed enough. I feel like that's a we. All right, let me see what else, because I kind of feel like that. Is that making sense, Queen? I feel like you are multitasking here. I know you're moderating, but I just feel like you... That is RS's energy, not pH. Well, it's in your energy. It's in your energy. I don't pick it up if it's not in your energy. So let's see. I guess I can ask, let me see how I can do this differently. Well, another way I could say that, he's picking up on that person. That could be too. That maybe, that would explain these two. Like, you know, he senses that on some level. Maybe I need to rush on in there because, oops, I fumbled it. And that's resonating also. Okay, but to be clear, RH is the one you want to know. I mean, pH is the one you want to know about. Okay, that makes sense? Yeah, that makes a lot of sense to me. Because they can feel that. They can. I mean, that makes perfect sense, yeah. He's feeling that because you're not giving to him anymore. And he can't see what you're doing. And that makes him happy. And he can't control the situation anymore, right? Yes, pH. Well, let's do this. Let's try this one more time. So I think all of that's true. Now let's go back. We'll give this one more whirl. Now let's ask one more time very clearly. I do think that was true. Now let's say, can you tell me more, please, about, to be clear, pH, how pH is feeling? Hey, Liza, how you doing? How you doing tonight? How pH is feeling about Queen. Jeez. Guess who's back? You? All right. Well, they all came out sideways. Now, crikey. Hold on. Okay, who remembers, who knows? I mean, I know you probably know the term crikey. I wonder if Gary ever watched this. My kids watched a TV show back in the day. Oh, it doesn't matter. And one of the sidekick used to say, y'all don't care. I don't get to this reading. All right, because they're sideways. It's going to take a minute. Hang on. Yeah, I know. You saw her, didn't you? You saw her. But you're also this one too. Uh-huh. All right. I'm going to have to read it like this because... Wait, oh. Magician, and you know, these all came out sideways. So I wonder if maybe it's easier. Let's do this. Let's put them all. Hang on a minute. I'm going to do this 2 different ways. Let me see how this reads. Okay, now let me do it this way. I know, it is wild. My team is really challenging me lately with that. Okay. I'm going to give you 2. Tarot is just magical. I'm going to give you 2 interpretations. So I'm reading it this way, and then I'll turn them all over and read them the other way. And the truth is somewhere in the middle, okay? Somebody here feels manipulated or, I know we're talking about your person, was a manipulator, which made you angry as heck. I feel like this is your person. Tried to manipulate you, made you angry as heck and cold. But they want to put that down now. I think both of you want to put this down now, but they want to put that down. That was a heavy burden. And it caused conflict. Duh, it caused conflict. And so they're thinking about, they've had an awakening around this conflict. They've had awakening around this conflict. Now, I don't want to get your hopes up, but this is the card of reconciliation. And now the Empress is in the upright, means expansion and nurturing and all the good stuff I said earlier. All right, so that's a potential here. Now I'm going to turn them around and read them because I don't know, I just think tarot is magical. Now, so this way, somebody wants to manifest communication, truthful communication, about how this has been a heavy burden. Well, someone, we're talking about your person. I don't know why I said that. PH wants to manifest communication to tell you this has been a heavy burden. What's been a heavy burden? This conflict in the past. And I want to put that down. I want to put that behind us, right? And so far, I don't know, or maybe he's saying, I realized that I was unawakened. And that's what caused, because this was in your first spread, that's what caused this Empress energy to be in the reverse, that lack of expansion. In other words, I was a dunderhead. I was a dunderhead. And so this is unawakened person. So either way I read that, do you see the magic of that queen? That's why I was laughing. Either way I read that, it applies about how PH feels. Let me do that one more time for you because drum roll. Dunderhead. I've never had that word come to me but it just feels so right. So I had to laugh. Dunderhead. Is that an Australian saying? I can't remember where I heard that originally. We don't say that in America typically. It's not something we normally say. But I love the word. It's just so expressive. All right, so are you with me here? Did you follow all that? I want to ask what. Okay, yeah, we get that because now he's got clarity. Duh. And by the way, Kelly, thank you. I see your super chat. Thank you, hon. He's gotten clarity now. He was at a crossroads. Now he's gotten clarity, and he's afraid you have lost passion for him. Why do you have bad luck? Colors, for example, orange, brown, but more. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm going to have to come back and read that again. Okay, thank you, Kelly. That's very sweet of you. That's very thoughtful. Because she has been waiting a little while. So, I think he's feeling, yeah, well, I took my sweet time to get clarity about that, and now I think maybe the passion has gone because I didn't want to change, but now I've learned a lot. And now I realize this was a missed opportunity. Are you ready, Queen? Get on the edge of your seat. I think he's realizing this was a missed opportunity, and it's causing a tower moment for him. And he knows he needs to come to you like this, like a king of swords, which would be your match. Queen of swords, king of swords. He needs to come to you truthful, because you're not going to tolerate this disappointment anymore. Yep. All right. I'm liking it. I'm liking it a lot for you. Okay. So he knows. He knows. He knows. Yeah. Anything else for Queen? I know. Well, I don't see action. I just see feel. I mean, I see this is how he's feeling. Doesn't mean he's going to take action. And as I said those words, patience because there's no communication. 8 of Wands in reverse. God, tarot's magical. Yep. Because why? He's still got healing to do. 4 swords in reverse. This is also not talking to each other. Excuse me. Yep. I'm not done healing. I'm still sitting over here licking my wounds. I'm unhappy because of this ending. Because there were 10 swords put in that poor person's back, and I broke your heart, and I darn well know it. And you got in your chariot, and you left. But he's missing you. He's thinking back on those good times, and there's a third party. So, yeah. Not seeing action, but you asked me how he felt. Yeah, he knows. He knows. I don't know. Sometimes for me, that's like almost enough. You know, I just want to know he knows. Just want to know he knows. Oh, Lord of mercy. All right. Oh yeah. Death by 1,000 cuts. Guys, I don't know what that conversation is about, but I can't wait to check in. All right, well, that's how he feels. He knows. He knows. But again, sadly, Spirit is still working to try to balance this out because he's not awakened yet. Dunderhead. That's my new word for the night. I love it. So that's why there's no real forward. This is not just communication. It means like forward movement. Yeah, you might talk to him, but there's nothing saying here he's going to come rushing in on his white steed and snatch you up and ride off into the sunset. No. Nope. Sorry, Queen, but that's, you know, maybe tomorrow. Hey. Maybe tomorrow. We know these are just temporary glimpses of what's going on. Hopefully he will wise up. Hey, do you ever watch one of my favorite readers, and I'm asking you, Queen, but anybody else that's listening too, a reader, he's called Steve's Love Tarot, because he does well, obviously he does love readings. He tracks the energy, the overall energy of the soulmate cycle. And it's really pretty interesting how just the general theme of things, and how the chaser and the runner dynamic, and how the runners, and they go off and do their, dunderhead stuff. And so if you haven't followed him, check him out, Queen. He's pretty good, and he's straight as it gets. I mean, foul mouth, but straight as it gets. I warn you that way. He doesn't. Yeah, he's just all him, and that's all right. He's pretty authentic, though. I'll give him that. The channel is called Steve's Love Tarot. All right, what deck? Let's do this one. Now, we had a talk last time, didn't we? We had a talk. And do you remember what we talked about? That we don't have all night, and you need to talk when we ask you questions, please and thank you. Are you serious? Yes. He's hysterical. And I don't mean because he's trying to be a comedian. It's just he says things so bluntly. It's kind of what we're all thinking, right? All right, what is going on with the third party, with PH in the third party? What is going on with PH in the third party? Inquiring minds want to know. Did I have a flipper? I did. I'm sorry, I can't. Ta-da! He's very disappointed and remorseful. Oh, this is the holy effing whatever expletive. What have I done? Just saying. Oh, Lord. Oh, this was, missed opportunities, sleepless nights, disappointment. Oh, goodness. Oh, my goodness. All right, now this is all at the bottom of the deck, but I always consider that in the reading. Things or people or memories from the past he cannot get over. Make of that what you will. Somebody that's, no, I don't know if he's talking about because these cards fell out the way they did. Something from the past I can't get over, and then this could be the breakup with you, or it could be this situation. That's a breakup. But either way, it's toxic. He's saying it's toxic, and I want to walk away. Oh, goodness. I'm starting to get clarity now, and I feel like this hasn't happened yet, and I could be wrong, but I feel like either this just happened, it's about to happen. I feel like it's imminent. I don't think it's quite happened. That the Tower moment could have happened. I feel like that's in the upright. But guess what? This is the Four of Wands in the reverse. You know what that means. That's the breakup of a relationship or a marriage. Because there's a whole lot of conflict, and I'm tired of it. Now, let me see if anything wants to pop out. Well, cool, Trish. Yeah, it takes a little practice, but when you relax into it a little bit, the meanings, yes, but I love, because sometimes I get messages I wouldn't get from the Rider-Waite based on the artwork being different in the other deck. So that's pretty cool. Okay. Yeah, he's saying, I don't want to fight for this anymore. I don't want to. And we're asking about him and the third party, the other person. Ooh. Tell me the energy between PH and this other person. Well, this should ease your mind. And I'm not saying we should be vengeful. I don't mean that. I don't mean that. Well, I'm in it for 30 seconds, but not really. What else? Show me PH and his third party choice that he's regretting. Thank you, Elaine. Appreciate your super chat. Come on. Oh, okay. Yeah, I could feel that coming. Wow. Well, okay. And those same things came back. Hey, Queen. You know what? Sideways cards. It's not happened yet. That was the energy I was feeling. But that is an ending. It's in process. Is what it looks to me like. Now, we know this is a potential. People have free will. The end of what? Potentially a third party. Because whatever plans he had didn't go through. And that's the truth. Just saying. Yeah. Again, hasn't happened yet because it's sideways. But it's... I feel like this tower that came out, that was feeling like it hadn't quite yet happened, but, you know, almost like I could say, and I don't do timing in my readings, but that could happen in the next few days or week. I mean, that was felt. You're picking up on him moving out. Well, there you go. Well, you know, it could be that those eclipses, they were powerful. That with the full moon. So that could be it. So it feels imminent is all I can tell you. It feels like there's an ending there imminent. This is my #1 card of endings in the tarot. Now, again, sideways, so it hasn't happened, but it's in process, it feels to me like. Mm-hmm. Well, there you have it. There you have it. That's probably why he sounded different. That is probably why he sounded different, you reckon? Now what you gonna do? You're gonna have choices. What you gonna do? Oh my goodness. All right. That's what I got for you, Queen. Hey man, good luck. Keep your phone charged, right? I mean, I know that 8 of Wands was in the reverse, but you never know. Tomorrow's a new day. Hey, Giselle. All right. Y'all still there. All right, let me get on in here. Let me get on. You don't, well, that's why I said it. Might be needing to think on that. All right, Sarah is next, and then Elaine, right? Okay. We celebrating? Yeah, that'd be something to celebrate, wouldn't it? Giselle, it would. All right, let me get back up where, I know you posted it. Let me, oh, nope, don't want to do that. She is awesome. I'm telling you. Yes, Trish, I agree. She is totally awesome that she can do all that. But I told you earlier, I felt her energy was like she was multitasking, that's what she does. Kelly's after Sarah. Okay, thank you. Appreciate you reminding me of that. Thank you, Kelly. You know, I get caught up in what I'm doing here, and I need y'all to keep me straight. All right, let me see. Where's Sarah's question? I know you posted it. Let me go find it again. There it is. My boyfriend Mustafa wants to ask this. Okay, am I on the right path? What does my late father want to tell me? Now, that's two questions, Sarah. Unless you're asking, what does your father want to tell you regarding if you're on the right path or not. That's what I think you mean. And Sarah, are you here? Will you sound off for me, please? You or Mustafa sound off, because I think he was here in the chat too, wasn't he? Okay, awesome, you're here. There you are. All right, let me see. All right, so we're asking for Mustafa. Just asking if this is the right deck. Huh. Okay. It's not my favorite deck, but I will do as I'm asked. Excuse me. It's that time of night. All right, Spirit. We're asking for Mustafa. Mustafa wants to know if he's on the right path and anything his father might like to say. Thank you. Well, I might have to put my glasses on. These, I forget how small these. They make this deck. I didn't realize this. They make this deck in a bigger than normal size, and then this size. They don't make a normal size one. So the artwork and lettering is so small, I have to get my glasses on. Thank you, Queen. Still not sure I understand. We're going to have to talk about that question. Felt like there was another one that flipped. Okay. Let's see. What message for Mustafa, please, about being on the path? Well, it's confirming, or I don't know if you're already doing this or if it's suggesting for Mustafa. Sarah, I know I'm talking to you, but I don't know if he's listening or not. So he's either saying, we see that you're doing this, or saying you need to do this, and that's saving. This is the Four of Pentacles, saving. Now, I'm not sure what this Death card is about yet. It's in reverse. That means something or someone or something needs to change. That's not changing. It's resisting change, okay? So, let's see what else comes out. Okay, so right away, and tell me if I'm wrong, Sarah, there seems to be a theme here that maybe, Mustafa, this is saying you're a little bit too much in a miserly way sometimes, meaning this is not a judgment. I'm not judging anybody, especially when it comes to money. But maybe you focus too much on like penny pinching and saving money, And that's preventing you from actually opening up your energy to be this King of Pentacles. The King of Pentacles is somebody who's very stable, secure. And in the middle of that, there's something that's not changing. In other words, you ask about your path. 1 second. You've got somebody who's very prosperous, who's he's a king, he's very prosperous, he's stable, he's a nurturer, he's all the good things, and you have someone who is pinching pennies because, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that at all, but I'm also plugging into energy. I'm not just reading cards here. And in the middle, you have something saying something's got to change that hasn't changed for you to get here. So there's some change that needs to take place. And I hope this is making sense. And one of the things that needs to change is being too controlling. This is pretty clear. The Emperor in reverse. You need to move away from being too controlling. Because all in good time, things will come. Let me see. What else? What else? Welcome, everybody. If I have not greeted you, thank you so much for being here, each and every one of you. And I'd be so grateful if you would hit that like button while you're here. Just as thank you for me being here on a Sunday evening with you. All right, what else do you want to tell Mustafa, please? Whoop, one popped over. Yeah, the Nine of Pentacles is someone who is, it can mean liberation, but someone who is independent. They have their own money. You know, she can take care of herself. It's just a she on the card. There's no gender in tarot. Yeah, this is saying you're stuck. You need to get a new perspective about something. You need to get a new perspective about things that have disappointed you. I'm talking to Mustafa, not Sarah. Things that have disappointed you. There could have been a situation with a person, for example, that might have even lied or might have held back truth that caused a heavy burden. How does this card fit in here, though? It affected you emotionally. And I don't think you've gotten your balance back since then. Yeah. And so whatever that disappointment was, you need to walk away. You need to move on from that. There was some kind of a heartbreak, heartache, heartbreak. I don't know. I feel like that has to do with money and business more than, you know, romance. But anyway. So, Sarah, if you're here, can you sound off, please, and let me know if this is sounding at all relative. But this Nine of Pentacles can talk about liberation, right? There's something you've got to liberate yourself from for you to achieve this right path. And that's, I feel like, the message that wants to come out. Yeah. You're not being patient. That's a weird message. You're not being patient with your own emotions. That's kind of odd. Oh, you're both listening. Okay, good. So feel free to give me feedback here. Is this making sense to you? Is it at all relative to something you're experiencing? because there's something about either you're being overly emotional and I don't feel that's it, or emotionally unavailable. And when our emotions are shut down, it shuts down our abilities to pull in and attract things in for us that we want, because it's through our emotions that we pull things out of the quantum field. You know, like Dr. Joe Dispenza says, it is our thoughts that creates an electric charge, and then that thought, being the electric charge, goes and is deposited into the quantum field. But what gets our desire, our thought and our desire, out of the quantum field back here into the 3D is our emotions. Our emotions are the magnet for what we desire. And so there's something here that you need to change, I feel like, that has to do with your emotional accessibility, for lack of a better word. Or you are feeling sometimes, not, I don't think you're walking around like this every day, but, or maybe you're feeling a little too emotional sometimes about something, as I said before, something that happened in the past that hurt you. So when we carry around those kind of wounds, or it's resentment that we're carrying, that was a King of Swords in the reverse, if I remember correctly. So there was some kind of a hurt that happened around that King of Swords. Could have been your father, actually, because you ask about him. So this could be as simple as saying, if you can this may have to do with forgiveness. Forgiveness may be liberating for you. So is there something that you need to forgive that person or your father about? Because I'm just getting that message out of nowhere, but it feels right. Oh, wait, here you are, see. Yes, Mustafa, very concise and well said. Yes. Now, I was trying to see how it might have had to do with your father, because there was a King of Swords in reverse that came out. I don't know if that's your father or that's the energy of something that happened, because it came out with some other cards that says whatever happened in the past with that King of Swords. King of Swords, kings are usually people in my readings. So something that happened around that person, again, not sure if that was your father or not, is affecting you emotionally, and you need to move on from that. You're still kind of living in, you're holding, the miser is somebody who holds on to things, but sometimes he holds on to it so tight that it's not letting anything else in. That needs to change so that you can move into this King of Pentacles energy. It will be liberating for you. And it's causing an imbalance, a disharmony. Yeah, in your emotions. Well, there it is. Also, they're saying you need to listen to your intuition more, and not to other people or your own ego, perhaps, because you tend to self-sabotage yourself at times. And even though you have all the skills you need, this is just a general statement, I don't know what it's referring to, even though you have all the tools you need, the Magician card, you overthink things, and you could be, you know, this is anxiety. You could be making yourself anxious about things when the truth is you have choices. You have choices. Yeah, you need to put an end to that. You need to put an end to this overthinking, to the self-sabotage. And I think it comes back to this being back to your emotions. Yeah, that needs to be healed, and then you can move into your happiness. And I just feel like it has to do with that King of Swords. Let me see. I'll just ask. I don't have the card here. I want to ask about the King of Swords. So tell me more about that King of Swords that came out and how this relates to this story. God, really? Sometimes, y'all, these glasses sit on my nose. I need to get them. I need to get new glasses. I've been saying that for a while, but sometimes I just want to do this. Just like that's. I think y'all think I was drunk if I did that. I was laughing because I asked for clarification about the King of Swords, and I get the Queen of Swords. So it's about some kind of truth, and cutting out something that no longer serves you. And I feel like we're going back to this emotional thing, something you love or something that makes you emotional. Emotions, yes. Oh, wait, what'd you say here? Let me see. You are going through a lot of change, trying to become that leader or king. Maybe I need to overcome emotions. Yeah, that certainly could be it. Yes, that could be it. Because it's talking about if you, now the Queen and King of Swords, but I would have to say probably the King of Swords more. Yes, they cut out things that don't serve them. Yes, they speak the truth. They are very good communicators, both of them. The King of Swords I associate a little bit more with mind over heart energy. And so that is very in line with what you just said. And I think the universe, because it just said, well, we said what we said. We said what we said. Yeah, cut out things, or yeah, love yourself, but don't lead with your heart in this situation. And then you can experience this expansion, right? Because I feel like that may be what's holding back. There's some kind of a collaboration. Or maybe you also could be saying, no, I'm not going to, that doesn't relate. Because I feel like there's something to do with timing too. Something that's taking too long. You feel like it's taking too long. Something is taking, the Knight of Pentacles is here. Some kind of a new beginning that you feel is taking too long. And you feel like that's a heavy burden. Sorry, just hearing a noise, and it was my neighbor, I guess, next door making a noise. I don't know. Let me see. Anything else? What else? Yeah, put the heartache, yeah, same. It's just now the cards are just repeating. The cards are just repeating. Three of Swords, that's a heartache or some kind of a wound from your past that you need to walk away from. Now, another message, yeah, because it could cause you to miss an opportunity. This could be a business opportunity. It's something in the 3D. There's something else you want to say to me about this. Yeah, the other way is this past heartache, disappointment, whatever that was, that you walked away from it. Yes, we know this. We know this. It's like there's an energy here of you may be doubting that you can achieve this. You may be doubting. I'm trying to. That's still not the right words. You know, I was talking about in that previous reading about imposter syndrome, or the reading for Kai, I think it was. There's a little of that here for you. You need to walk away from this because I think you're fearing that this is not, you know, I'm not sure I can be this. I'm not really this King of Swords. I'm this guy over here, this Four of Pentacles. I'm sorry, King of Pentacles. And so I think that Spirit is basically saying believe in yourself and stop thinking about whatever happened in the past. Get into the present, or you're going to miss this opportunity here. Yeah. You need to heal that and stop overthinking it so you can move forward. Yeah, because it's putting off some important collaborations. Put it down. Heavy weight. Yes, it's just very slow. Yep. Okay. It's just the messages are starting to repeat now. I think you need to be over here doing this, Mustafa. I think you need to be over here with the cards. Yes. Yes, it just took me, you know, sometimes it takes longer to get this message out and dig in here and see what they're trying to tell me. So yes, that's it. Believe in yourself. Stop overthinking. Overcome emotions and leadership. And that's, yes, that's how you become this King of Pentacles. Well, you're acting like this King of Pentacles already. I'm going to take charge. I get it. Let me go. Got the message next. I love that. Yeah. So whatever this thing was in the past, leave it there. Leave it the heck there. Yep. All right. You're very welcome. I hope that helps because that took me a minute to get that out for you. But yeah. Just believe in yourself. You got this. And I feel very strongly, actually, you don't know that you already are this. You just don't have it fully realized yet. And I'm sorry, that's the King of Pentacles. It might not fully be realized in the 3D yet, but you're already there. But it's saying kind of this last little bit is to learn how to manage your emotions, I think is what it's saying. So there you have it. Thank you, Sarah and Mustafa. Thank you so much, and I appreciate you both being very patient and waiting for me to do those other readings. Thank you both. Appreciate you being here. And, of course, best of luck. I don't think you need luck. You got skills. You got skills. Thank y'all. All right. Kelly, I believe you are next, my love. And hello, Abundant. That's a nice handle to have. Trish, I can answer that for you. Yes, the YouTube takes 40% and taxes off of what I get from a super chat. That's why I put the PayPal link up. It's pinned, should be pinned at the very top of the chat. You may have to scroll back up there to find it. But I think it's, let me see, is it also in the description box? Let me see. Yes, it's also, if you click the little more button and the description box drops down, there's a link in there for the PayPal link, if that's, I think that's what you're asking. You are very welcome. And then if you do that, come back in the chat and tell me that you did that, because I've got my notifications turned off and I have to just go and look for it otherwise. Okay, now, let me see, Kelly, let me see if I can figure out something about colors. Let's see. Why do I have bad luck colors? For example, orange, brown, but more than any colors, green, and especially pink. I don't mind being put in line either. Thanks, you are welcome. You are so sweet. Thank you, Kelly. Really, that's very sweet, because you know I'm trying to train myself to do that. Move members to the top of the line, and I forgot it the other night. You know, I'm trying to train myself. But thank you for saying that. Well, that's a really interesting question. Let me see. You know, the quick answer is because you believe you have the bad luck around those colors. So, I mean, I kind of want to know more about the story of why you think those are bad luck colors for you. Why? And my instinct, or maybe it's my intuition, not my instinct, is there has got to be some kind of association you have subconsciously with those colors. Comes from your childhood, I'm sure, like everything else in the world comes from our childhood, right? And you probably don't have a conscious memory association with those things. Again, it's in your subconscious. Lord knows what could have happened. Your grandma could have been wearing a brown dress when something terrible happened one day, or your mama could have been wearing a pink dress that maybe or your grandma could have been buried in a pink dress, and that you know, some kind of a trauma or bad memory associated with those colors could make you believe or associate bad things happening with those colors, when in fact it's really just a belief. You know, a belief is just a thought that you keep thinking, and when you think it over and over again, and it becomes a belief, reinforces a belief. But every time you're thinking it, and we're talking about I'm doing this because we're talking about your subconscious, not your conscious brain, then it manifests in reality because you believe that. Again, subconsciously maybe, but you're creating. And so what happens, pardon me, excuse me. Well, I think that's actually what I'm doing, Kelly. I know you don't see me doing any trance anything, but that is what I'm doing. Just to let you know. Now, if you want me to pull cards for you, I can do that too. But it feels like there are specific colors, and I wish I could see what it is. I mean, specific incidences. Do you know the I want to say Pavlov, and that is one of the famous ones, but you know, if you put a mouse, actually I heard of one the other day that was interesting. Let me how you can be trained and not even know you're trained. Scientists did experiments on cats that they took a cat and they put it in a room with, and I may be going too deep here. with only vertical stripes, and they took another cat and they put it in a room with only horizontal stripes. And then somehow they did, and I'm not remembering all the details, so forgive me, but somehow then when they put the cat that had been trained into the room, they switched them basically. They can't see the others. It's like not even the reality. So it's like you have to, the point of it is you have to acknowledge something to be able to see it. It has to be in here for you to be able to see it. And so somewhere in there, there's a trauma associated. Trauma is too strong of a word, but a negative association with those colors because of something that happened in your past. And so you have reinforced that unknowingly. And so now your experiences are reflecting that in the 3D because your beliefs become things. Okay. Stop channeling that. Let's see. So you're saying this color thing was what created this worst day at work? You ended up getting written up for it. It then opened a can of worms that seems endless. So this is just an opportunity, Kelly. I know you don't want to hear this, but it's an opportunity. Happy belated birthday, soldier. Okay, had an issue while driving home. That's enough to scare the pants off anyone. Ooh. Ooh. Okay, and help me make this association with the colors though, Kelly, so I can see where you're going with this. How does all of that relate to the colors? I mean, was that what you were wearing when these things happened, or what other people were wearing? I'm sorry, I'm distracted for 1 second. I'm reading Trisha's comment. Both times you were wearing pink. Yikes. Okay, okay, now it's making sense. Well, I think I've given you the answer, but I mean, if you want, I'll pull some cards, but that felt very channeled for you, that message that I gave you. And so the solution for that, in my wheelhouse, in my toolbox, instead of reinforcing, oh gosh, every time I wear pink, something awful happens, you have to change your belief about it. So you start by saying, what's the opposite? Okay, you believe that bad things happen when you wear pink, for example. So you have to change how you feel about that, how you believe about it. Well, so get over here. What's the opposite of that? Great things happen to me when I wear pink. Pink's my lucky color. I can't wait to wear my pink whatever today because I know it's gonna be a great day. You have to start telling your story differently, telling a different story about those colors. That's how we manifest, is we tell the story like we want it to be, not beat the drum of how it already has been and it's old news. Excuse me 1 minute, Kelly. Let me see if I can. Trish, I don't know. Are you talking about the link for the PayPal link or the link for the membership that you can't? Because I can tell you the link for the membership, Trish. If you're on an Apple device, it won't come up. But I think you're talking about the PayPal link. Is that right? And welcome to Karen from Calgary. Hey. Yes, the PayPal link. All right, let me see. 1 second. Thank you, Kelly, for being patient here. 1 second. Let me see if I can do this real quick for Trish. Okay. No, I didn't mean to do that because the link works for me. Let me go back up here now. See here. Okay, let's try this. Try this one, Trish. Because I just clicked on it and it worked for me. So try that link. Anyway, okay. Kelly, back to you. Okay. I'm not sure what more I can tell you about that because I feel, let me see your comment here. I don't know how to get over the fear. I hated pink when I was younger. I thought about changing my story like you said, but I don't know. I still steer clear of these colors for a while. Well, that's fine. I think that's probably wise while you're in the transition of changing your belief about it. That's probably smart to do. Stay away from them for now, because if you are saying those things and you don't really believe it yet, that's kind of counterproductive. So I also had just an incoming message that you may have some past life energy about those colors, again based on some kind of a trauma that happened that you brought in with you is in your energy field. So it could even go back that far. But regardless, the solution is the same. The solution is to tell a different story about those. Like, and I would say even maybe try a little immersion therapy. And what that means is when you're at home, safe, in your own environment, alone, try putting on the pink and looking at yourself in the mirror and trying to change the story, okay? And you can do it in a way that you work yourself up of what I call, or Abraham Hicks calls, the emotional ladder. And this is a fairly long explanation. I'm going to ask you to do a little homework. Do a search here on YouTube for Abraham Hicks emotional ladder. And she can explain it much better than I can. But she talks about how to do that, the actual process of how you do that. So rather than, it's hard for us when we have a strong negative emotion about something like you have going on with that, for you to get from A to Z. Like I can't, or let's call that Z to A. Like I'm over here and I'm scared to death when I wear pink, all the way over here to pink's now my favorite color. So you have to kind of walk your way up this emotional scale, doing it gradually. So you start with, and what I was going to say was, put on something pink, stand in front of the mirror, look at yourself and breathe deeply, take some deep, deep breaths, and then say to yourself, I know I've associated trauma with this color, but I want to change that, okay? It doesn't mean you have. It doesn't mean you're all the way up here at A. It just means, and by the way, guys, you can use this for anything that you're having a challenge with, right? But the emotion is sort of like you've got this great car, but you have no gas. And the emotion is the gas in the car. So you start with where you are. Where I am is I have trauma associated with this color. And I'm scared to wear it. That's where you are. All right, so start there, and then gradually, what's the next higher thought? Well, the next higher thought might be different for me than it would be for you, and I'm going to make this quick because I want you to do that homework. So then your next thought might be something like, well, I'd really like to change that. I don't think I'm there, but I'd like to change it. Okay, that's a little bit better. Then we move up into maybe even... And I'm angry. I'm angry that I can't wear that color. That's a nice color. Other people can wear it. Well, do you know that anger is a higher emotion than where you were down here? So emotionally, you're changing. You're also changing your frequency. See, there's a certain, thank y'all for those hearts. There's a certain frequency that is attached to each emotion. So you have to change your frequency. So you're doing that by changing your emotion. So after you work through the anger a little bit, maybe you move up to I'm hopeful. Well, I don't yet believe that I can change this situation or this whatever's happening here, but I believe that it's possible. I believe that it's possible. Anything's possible. That old crazy tarot lady said it's possible. Maybe it really is possible, right? And then you move up a little bit higher. Well, this didn't happen today, but maybe it can happen tomorrow. Maybe it can happen tomorrow for me. And so you just keep moving up that emotional ladder and you're standing there looking at yourself in the mirror, looking at the pink. And then eventually, maybe not the first day you do this, maybe not the third day, but eventually you walk yourself. Y'all, thank you for those hearts. You're making me smile. Eventually you get up here where you're on that higher end, where your frequency changes, you start to actually believe it. Well, you know, this is something that happened a long time ago. That crazy tarot lady said this happened a long time. Why am I still experiencing this now? I can choose differently. I can choose to make peace with this color. I don't have to love it today, but I can make peace with it. And so then eventually you'll get up to where, you know what? She's right. This is a darn good color, and I like this color. I'm going to learn to love it. In fact, I think I already do love this color. It might be my favorite new color. And so you just keep doing that process over and over and over again, and then you start replacing those old negative trauma-associated thoughts with the new thought. That's how you do that. That's a long explanation. That's, again, is an Abraham Hicks process so Google Abraham Hicks emotional ladder. Hopefully that'll come up for you. I'm sure there are many videos about it. And so it's a good technique and a good way to overcome anything, frankly. I love y'all dancing on that little heart button. Love it. Yes, that's it, Kelly. Abraham Hicks emotional ladder. You got it. So that's my suggestion for you, and for anything you want. This is, again, for anything and everything and everybody that's here. That's a great technique to change and shift the energy around something that's a challenge for you. Okay, Kelly. Well, that was a great question. You challenged me for a minute there. You challenged me, but that's good. I'm glad I got to share that, because hopefully more people will use that kind of technique with other things. So I got to share that. Okay, Queen of Swords. I think, let's see. Let me see what Queen of Swords is saying. Oh, I see. So Elaine, I think, is next. Am I correct? Elaine is next, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. So Elaine, if you are here. Thank you, got it. Gosh, you're just so quick, Queen. You're just amazing. Okay, Elaine wants to know, am I manifesting someone back? I'm feeling my heart beat fast by calling their name. Ooh. Okay, Elaine, thanks for sounding off. I like that. Oh, Kelly, God, I love that. Kelly says this may be my first association with pink. Well, I wear pink a lot here. I wish I'd been wearing that tonight. Maybe you can think of me, and That crazy tarot lady wears pink. Maybe she's all right. Maybe pink's okay. Maybe I should go change into pink for you. Oh, you've already had a dream about it, Elaine. That's exciting. Yes, she is amazing. She is totally amazing, this Queen of Swords is. Okay, Elaine, we're asking, let me see how you worded your question again. And what deck for Elaine? Let me see what deck for Elaine. Okay, thank you. Now, we're asking, the quick answer, Elaine, that I'm going to give you is you are if you believe you are. You knew that was coming, didn't you? If you no, you probably haven't been here as much as some of my regulars, but what you believe, you're going to receive, right? So are you believing it? If you believe it, you can receive it. But we'll ask. Now, bear in mind, this is just one little point of time here, one little potential, and it can change tomorrow based on how you manifest. So let's ask. All right. Am I manifesting someone? Now, you don't mean someone. You know, I think you mean a particular someone, judging by your question. So we're going to ask about your particular someone. Is your particular someone, are you manifesting your particular someone? Tell me the story, Tarot. Not the whole long story. I didn't mean that. Oh, because you know we'll be here all night. Show me the potential, future. What is happening with Elaine and the person? Yeah, I don't know who's sitting on that heart button, but you're making me smile. Whoa, whoa, whoa. That would be a very, okay, I'm done. That's a very fast yes. Fast yes, slow movement. Look, you've got a tower. This is like a holy crap moment. Excuse my unladylike language. And I feel like this is a good tower, but it can also be saying, because of a tower moment, this could be in your person's life, that this tower moment is happening, right? But a tower is when the universe says, oh, well, things weren't built on a solid foundation. Let's tear all that down and build it better. So basically, they throw a hand grenade into a situation and you're left to rebuild it. So, you're liking it? Now, this, because I don't know what your situation, what your person's situation is, but the immediate message I got was, this may be a tower for you, because this person could be somebody who's willing to commit to you, and they may be coming in, riding their black steed in to make you an offer. Now, I don't get messages like that direct very often. Now, that being said, while the Knight of Pentacles is the most dependable knight, he's also the slowest. So bear that in mind. Bear that in mind. Now, this could also, I will give you another band of energy here, say that because of a tower in your person's life having to do with some kind of a committed relationship, it may be freeing them up to bring this to you. But either way, I think that message is pretty much the same, right? Okay, should I stop there? Throw the grenade in there, I know, right? Okay, and you're saying yes, correct, that's happened, okay. I like it when I get confirmation. It's not necessary, but appreciated. Okay. Okay, Please and thank you, Spirit. Show me more about this situation. So the short answer is yes. Wow, I've answered your question, yes. Leo. Leos. My son, y'all heard me say earlier, is a Leo. And my granddaughter. They're fun people. Yeah, I'm telling you, I don't always get until I get the cards out, if I can tell if a tower is a good one or a bad one. This feels like a good tower to me. And you don't see it coming. You do not see this one coming. Can't make it up. Because something new is headed your way. Somebody has been released from something toxic. Just saying. Woo. All right. That's a lot. Let's take those. Yeah. Okay. Ooh. Yep. Yeah. If your person was in another relationship, that could be what's happening here. Because at the bottom of the deck, I have the Three of Swords. This is the quintessential third-party heartache. And the truth came out about that, or the truth is coming out, or something. A heartache about things that couldn't expand, wouldn't expand, there was no nurturing there, no whatever, that's the truth. Somebody might have been too controlling, and I don't want to go too deep. Let me keep going here, though, but let me tell this story. So, it feels like this is your person telling me, but I've been doing a lot of thinking. In fact, I have been, you're saying, yes, he was? Yeah. Overthinking this situation. Been in my head. This is analysis paralysis. Whether this is the commitment with you that we're talking about, future, or if this was the one he was in. Either way, whole lot of overthinking. Now, I don't know if this is saying you, I'm just being truthful here. Somebody here is holding back their love or being overly emotional. So I don't know, this could be saying he's afraid you'll be like this because of, maybe what happened. Or it's saying I'm up in my head, because this can, as I said, be a tower moment in a marriage or relationship. And I've been really up in my head about that. This could be the person he's leaving or breaking up with, if that's the case. And now this puts me at a crossroads. Because there's a whole lot of hurt in here. He was in a third party. Yep, I could kind of feel that. I knew somebody was here. I didn't know who. All right, what else? Let's get one more, please. So I'm not sure who this Queen of Cups is, though. Oh, that's so many. Really? Oop, there's the Queen of Wands. She's the third party person, typically, for me. Okay, somebody's not single here, but working on it. Making plans. Looking at options. Wanting to come forward with a passionate new beginning. Emphasis on passion. There it is. Feeling, now, yes, this could be the third party, but oh well. Hang on a minute. Yeah, what, I'm sorry, what'd you say? Never see it coming, yeah. Hey, that's another good t-shirt slogan, Chill, don't you think? We could do a tower card. We never see it coming. Oh no. That might, okay, hold on, I'm gonna sneeze, y'all. Hold on. Excuse me. My apologies. Woo. And then my nose is gonna run in a minute, so I have to take care of that. Okay. Because I'm not sure if this is saying he's attracted to you, but he can't bring you this cup yet because he's trying to decide how and what to invest in. And, you know, it has to do with this ending. Or if it means that's the third party that he doesn't care about anymore. And so that's why he's been assessing who and what to give to, and there's an ending happening. Could read that both ways. You look so, well, Irina, is that how I say your name maybe? I hope. That happens to me quite often. People will come and say it's my story. And so my belief about that is if you're drawn here and I'm telling the story, then it probably is your message to you because of law of attraction and synchronicity. The E-pick, never see it coming yet. I gotta write that one down, never see it coming. And I think we'll do a tower card for that. I'm making a list of these, Chill. We gotta do some t-shirts. This is the message around Irina, am I saying that right? Yep. Well, again, there's certainly a lot of passion waiting to happen. And I say waiting to happen because I don't have cards here yet of communication. Anything else you want me to tell alone? One second. Anything else, please? Good question, Queen, because I think she'll be my last one. And I'll have to check PayPal. Anything else, y'all? Bear with me 1 second. I'm going to have to go get a Kleenex. I knew that would happen. 1 second. Somewhere over here. My apologies. Oh. Okay. Okay. Let me look at my PayPal, Queen. She might, let me see if I can pull that up right there. I don't see anything in PayPal from her. So maybe not. Okay. Anything else you want to tell Elaine? Also, my apologies if I've been banging my microphone. Hopefully I didn't. Anything else? Anything else? Well, maybe not. Maybe, no, well, then one more. Ah, there you go. Okay, that's good. Okay, this is, I don't usually get it that clearly, so, wow, okay. This, now, y'all don't make decisions in your life based on any tarot reading. We are here for entertainment purposes only. Just saying. Do not make major decisions. Do not sit at your door with your chair parked 2 inches from the door waiting on anybody, a person. Okay? Be smart. This is just one potential. But that being said, Elaine, Russell was disappointed. Yeah, I kind of get that feeling. Okay, so I was asking in my head about what the potential might be here. And this card comes out first. Collaboration. After wait, I need more hands. Wait a minute. Collaboration means I'm thinking with you, collaboration. After disappointment and regret, this to me can be family, marriage, commitment card, some kind of a home situation that didn't work out. Now that could be with you or this person, because now they have the world in reverse, which talks about unfinished business. Unfinished business where there was a lot of disappointment. So there's that. But then over here I have somebody moving on to calmer waters after deceit, having to do with this Queen of Wands. She's, my third party queen typically. Leaving somebody out in the cold here for a new beginning. Being released from things that were toxic and plans that fell through because of this bickering and fighting and competition. Somebody who played mind games in a relationship. All right. There we go. And for you, Elaine, be patient. Be patient. Just be patient. Wait, let me see. Yeah, that could be. That tower could be. That if it's you, it could be saying your tower is causing you this realization that you love him and you want commitment. Yeah, that could be. Oh, okay, Trish. I got you. Did that link work for you, though, that I gave you at least? So we'll kind of know in the future. I mean, like I said, it worked for me, but I'm not on your device, so Lord knows. That's right. The tower is not always a bad card at all. Oh, Trish, I do too, because I'm telling you, sometimes I pull 100 cards, it feels like, and still can't get, as clear as I want. So I love it when it's clear too. And it is potential, yes. Nothing's written in stone. Um, I don't know yet, Elaine. This is not giving me timing, so I don't know the answer to that. Honestly, it kind of feels like it's something that's either recent or happening now, to be honest. But I don't do timing because people have free will and it can change 5 minutes from now. And because as I've spoken about earlier, you're you're a creator and you can be very diligent and start working on creating a different outcome, and you could change this tomorrow too. So, oh, I see, Trish. Yeah, I guess that could be it. Okay, well, I'm sorry it didn't work, but thank you for asking, and let us know if we can help with that in the future. Okay, okay, Elaine, I see your comments now. Um, Daniel, I wanted to respond to your comment if you're still here. Your comment was said one free question. It said one free question for one subscriber, and that I do very first thing in the readings, and that slot goes in about the first 60 seconds. And since I've been here, how many? Almost 3 hours. That was a minute ago. And I know y'all don't know that because you're coming in from the shorts feed, but I do come here regularly, so if you're on my subscriptions list, you could come back another night and I might could do one for you then. Okay, anyway, all right. You're welcome, Elaine. You are very welcome. Good reading. I think this is very positive. He just, like I said, I'm not sure that he's done with this yet or if he's in the middle of it. I didn't get a sense of that so much. So let me come back and let me know. Again, this could change tomorrow. Okay, now, if I'm not mistaken, because Trish, we got Trish squared away. I can't talk. I think that's everybody, isn't it, Queen? I don't see anybody else on my list unless I missed somebody. Yeah, she said she was just asking, though, because she wanted to know how to do it in the future. I don't think she was wanting one tonight, though, Queen, if I'm understanding that correct. Well, maybe, oh, I didn't see her other comment, so maybe I'm wrong. I think I should stay out of this and let you two handle it. You got it handled, it looks to me like. Oh, that's cool, Elaine. See, my grandpa also shows me the signs. That's cool, yes. And it's lovely to hear when younger people still respect and appreciate their grandparents and what they can share with them. Oh, I see. Well, there you go. I'm glad you are open to getting those signs, because not everybody is, since he's deceased, in case y'all watch this later. And they do. They really, really do. If we're open to it. And, it's like there's a fine line sometimes between confirmation bias and we're looking for something and we're making everything a message. So you don't want to do that. But if you know your relative and you kind of know something common they might communicate through for you, then yeah, it's pretty easy to follow that trail. I'm glad, Elaine, you're paying attention. I was just having this conversation with some friends, well, actually students. They are friends too. And one of them has this specific thing that her friend who's deceased shows her a lot to support her and let her know that he's still around. And it's like I've asked my family, my kids, I said, well, when I cross over, how do you want me to come to you? Do you want you to tell me, what do you want me to show you so you know it's me? That's a good conversation to have with your family members. Ask them that question now while you're still here. So, you know, maybe it'll be blue feathers, or it'll be purple hearts, or be, I don't know, whatever it is for you. For my brother and I, it's owls and bluebirds. And so, bluebirds, owls. Not too many eagles, but occasionally a hawk. I've forgotten which is which now. I think this is the red-tailed hawk, I think. Anyway, so, and he's one of my helpers, my spirit helpers. Okay, so have that conversation with your families, especially for you that are a little bit, well, I won't say that, starts to up in age, but we don't know when we're leaving here, right? So have that conversation with your family, and so then when you cross over, you'll know how to come to them and let them know you're okay and that you're watching over them. Okay, guys, well, this has been exciting. Thank you all for being here. I appreciate you all so much, especially my moderators, Queen of Swords. Thank you so much, and I'm sorry I was a dunderhead earlier and I didn't understand what you were trying to tell me in the chat. I'll try to have my brain in sync. I don't know what. Next time I'll try to pay more attention, but thank you. You're very welcome, Trish. My pleasure. Don't know when I'll be back next. It will not be tomorrow night. Having a little something procedure done, and I don't know how I'm going to feel over the next few days, so I'll just see when I see you. Although I am planning to do, as soon as I feel like it, a members only Q&A. That'll be one night this week, maybe Wednesday night, just see how I feel. So I will post in the community tab, for members only. I'll post and let you know, give you a little bit of heads up when I'm going to do that. Okay. All right, guys. Love each and every one of you. Many blessings, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye.